Today is an awesome day because we're gonna go see Wicked. Okay, first, it's at like 7 p.m. So I have to do multiple other things during the day today. But I wanted to sit here and kind of give my predictions of what I think is gonna happen because neither Joe or I have seen Wicked, whether like read the book. I mean, I don't read, but we haven't read the book. We haven't seen the show or like on Broadway or anywhere else, or like we just don't know what happens in Wicked. Now, this that I'm going to tell you right now were my thoughts like coming out of Wicked last year. And then I did see some stuff on TikTok that like confirmed what I thought. Anyways, if you haven't seen any of it and you don't know any of it, don't watch this until you do, because I'm going to give you my predictions. Then Joe is going to give you her predictions. Then we're going to go watch the actual movie, and then we're going to talk about the movie. So basically, spoilers from here on in. So maybe just watch this when it's not going to be spoiled for you. Okay. First of all, last year when we watched Wicked, I had no idea what was going on at all whatsoever. And then I started thinking like, this is like a prequel to The Wizard of Oz. And so I wonder, obviously like the two main characters come back in like The Wizard of Oz, obviously. But I was like, but what if like there's more? Because there has to be a reason to make like an entire prequel. So anyways, and then as like things were happening, I was like, oh, that's suspicious. And like, oh, that's suspicious. And then when I saw the little lion cub, I was like, no, it can't be a coincidence. Like this is probably what I'm thinking. So the little lion cub, I'm thinking in The Wizard of Oz, the Cowardly Lion, right? I feel like that's a given, but whatever. Anyways, that was my first thought. Then obviously with the elixir and like the green elixir, and then the Oz's like the Wizard of Oz, not the movie, but like the wizard having like Emerald City, like everything is green, and then him singing that like parental song. Then I was like, well, obviously this has to be the dad. So that was my thought too. And so like when things started piecing together, then I was like, but wait a minute, then this happened and this happened. And so Fiyero, they kind of portray him as like, he's been kicked out of all these other schools. He doesn't really like think, or maybe he's not super smart, or it's like this perception that we're getting of him. And the Scarecrow, his thing is like, if I only had a brain. So I was like, what if that's what they're like trying to get at? So that was my prediction last year too. And then at some point, Buck, conversation somewhere, can't quite remember at this moment because I watched it last year, but it was something about maybe him being like heartless or not really like using whatever. Anyways, like something along those lines. And then I was like, oh, but the Tin Man like doesn't have a heart. So then I was like, what if that's what they were foreshadowing? Anyways, so obviously scrolling through TikTok, and even though I didn't want to get any spoilers because I wanted to wait like the whole year and then like go into it just fresh and like just with my thoughts. You know how TikTok is. You spoil it, unfortunately. So those things kind of were confirmed that that's what was going to happen. But I'm just like in the moment that I was thinking about it, and I remember being in the car on our way home and Joe and I were talking about it, and I remember not wanting to say anything of what I thought, because every time that we watch any kind of show or any kind of movie, like I like watching those where it's like you have to guess who like the other person, and it's like this whole thing, like those kinds of shows. I always end up guessing it like maybe 2 or 3 episodes in, and Joe still has no idea, and so I don't want to like spoil it. And I was like, what if I'm right and this is actually like how it's gonna go? So I remember being in the car being like, I think I know things, but I don't want to tell you the things that I know. So yeah. Anyways, so now what I think, my predictions of what I think is going to happen in this movie. Okay. My ADD's all over the place because I do have many thoughts about this, because I haven't seen the actual Wizard of Oz, like the movie, The Wizard of Oz, since I was a kid. I haven't seen it. I want to see it again because fluff's all over the place. I don't understand, like I can't see how, based off of the first Wicked movie, how Elphaba goes from being like the good person, like she's very, her moral compass is like where it's supposed to be. She's the one advocating, fighting for what's right, blah, 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 so on and so forth. I have a hard time seeing how you go from that to being evil. Did you hear that? So I want to rewatch The Wizard of Oz and like really focus and see if she's actually evil in that movie, or if she's portrayed as evil, but all she's really doing is like maybe not letting Dorothy get to the wizard because she knows it's a scam and like it's not good. Also, the ruby slippers were given to her sister, so the house like that fell on the witch was her sister, and she just wants like her slippers back because they belong to her mom. You know what I mean? And so now I'm like rewatching this whole, not rewatching it, that's why I want to rewatch it. I'm rethinking about The Wizard of Oz, but it's really hard because like I said, I haven't seen it in a really long time. And I really want to sit down and be like, is she actually evil, or does she just want the slippers back and she's trying to like tell Dorothy in a weird twisted way, I guess, like not to go see the wizard because she knows. You know what I mean? Because that could also be the case, like seeing it through a different lens now that I've seen this other movie. So here I am. This is what I'm thinking. So I'd really like to know what happens in this second movie, because I just can't see it. I can't see someone going from what Elphaba is right now. And I understand, like, people portraying you as evil and, like, maybe, like, I don't know. I just can't see the switch. I don't know. These are my predictions. I'm going to tell Jo to do her predictions as well. And then we're going to go watch the movie. And I know I'm wearing a super cute Wicked hoodie, but I am going to change because we gotta rep the people. Here we go.
Okay, first and foremost, I'm filming this as a part of Anna's vlog, and she just told me that I can't be boring and I need to make it entertaining. What? Do I need to be told that? Have you lost it? I mean, if I am nothing, if I'm not entertaining. Anyways, getting back to Wicked. Here's my predictions, okay? I have absolutely no idea what happens in this movie. I don't understand how I've lived in such a bubble of gray doom and gloom, because I never saw the play. I never heard anybody talk about it. In all fairness, I only got about 13 pages into the book. I don't know why I can't read that book, but I'm going to give it another go. First and foremost, the first part to this movie, life-changing. Like, when I say I haven't been this moved and impressed by a movie since Jaws, and Jaws made me terrified of the ocean. This one has just brought me love and a sense of, righteous justice. And I got a tattoo on the back of the neck. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a tattoo right there. It says "Get on the Broom." So, if you haven't seen it, what have you been doing? Am I allowed to talk about the first one?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the first one, you get to the end of the movie, and Cynthia Erivo, Elphaba's ready to fly off, beat the wizard, take over Oz, reign supreme, justice, good for all, protect the animals, and she says to Glenda, "Get on the broom, get on my broom, let's go, let's get." You know what she says? "Oh, I don't think so." That's the voice she used, by the way. What? Guys, I want to say this.
She didn't say that.
She did say, I don't think so.
She grabbed the cloak and put it on her very
Oh, she said, have a nice day. I'll see you later.
She
lovingly.
very loving. She said, I love you, but I can't go with you.
It's too much. You get on the broom. Let me just tell you the method, the reality for the world. If we just got on the broom, if all women just got on the broom, we'd run everything. Nobody would have any, we'd do everything. We would have all the power in all the world, but that's not the point. So this second one's coming out and it says for the good. Do I know what's going to happen? No. Do I want, pause, because that's my student knocking at the door.
I am ready. I'm finally in my pink Glinda outfit. Even got some pink shoes. Ooh, wee. So excited. Joe's gonna take a bath, then she's gonna eat her dinner, and then she's gonna put her outfit on. So we're gonna wait. I also got Joe a surprise, but we have to wait for her to be ready. She's had a long day at school. I got Joe back because now she's dressed and ready to go. And now you may finish your thoughts. Go ahead.
I couldn't finish my thought because everybody kept interrupting me at school. This is a short stand. I have to stand like this. Wait, look at my outfit. Green, green, green. Okay, here's my prediction.
Who's who?
Here's my prediction. Okay. So here's my Here's my prediction. I think the Wicked Witch of the West comes back, is a little grumpy, albeit with, righteous anger. She should be angry. She needs to come back. She needs to smack down the Oz guy, the Wizard of Oz, and Madame Morrible. Rude. They have no character. Guys, you know what I did today? I spent an hour in my History 8 class, not doing History 8, because you want to know what? None of them had seen this movie. So I talked about the character of Elphaba and Glenda and how that they were raised and the character they got or didn't get, and whether or not they're willing to stand up for what is right, regardless of the consequence to yourself. Because the category or the qualifier of character is, will you stand up for what is right, even if it hurts you in the process? Anyways, I took an hour out of my day to do that. Here's what I think happens. So I think she comes back. I think fighting ensues. I think there's a moment where they kind of get together and they can kind of have a conversation. And then Elphaba says, now you're going to get on the broom. And then they're going to go on the broom. And I don't think she dies with the water. I think that's a witch trick. She pretends to die with the water so everybody cheers so she can surprise attack him, get Glenda out of that bubble. The bubble being a metaphor for her bubble in her brain because she doesn't want to change anything to change because she's benefited so much. She's going to get on the broom and the two of them are going to rule Oz forever. I have no idea where the cowardly line fits into this scenario.
It's present time. It fits. Look, green,
She says
green.
it's not from Harry Rosen.
It's not from Harry Rosen, but it's green, so.
Doesn't smell like anything. Elphaba? Glenda. Who's a witch? This is witch. Witch is witch. Here, you can take that one with you, and I'll take this one with me. Oh, come on, we gotta go. We got to get our seats.
But look at how cute they are.
Let's go.
We have arrived. Now, treats. What are we getting?
Popcorn, hot dog, Sour Patch Kids, chocolate, and something to drink. Something diet.
What?
I'm joking.
Oh, are we getting one popcorn for each, or are we getting one popcorn to share?
One popcorn to share.
To share.
That's so crazy.
One popcorn secured, and now, as always, like we've always shared and told you, we need nacho cheese. They also have like guacamole and all that other stuff for the nachos, but we just get the cheese. That's all you need. We're also getting hot dogs. I'm getting one without the bun. She's getting a normal hot dog. No,
I don't see the Elphaba bowl.
we can ask. Can't find any wicked popcorn bowls. I don't understand what's going on. You have to have popcorn bowls. We have Smurf, which, okay, cool, but like, it's Wicked. Wicked just came out. There's also a beaver, but like, not part of Wicked. Excuse me, where are these bowls? Joe's out here getting a slushie, which fine.
I put it in the wrong thing.
But also, she got a blue slushie, either pink or green today, Bubs. You gotta stay with the
Nobody wants a
theme.
pink slushie.
Yeah. Literally gave you the option of pink and emerald, and this one goes, no, blue's raspberry. Crazy. What a crazy girl. We're sitting here because we got here too early, and then we walked in through those doors where it says like the IMAX,
saw the end.
and then almost caught the end of the movie. So now we're sitting here. I ate my wow, English. We ate our hot dogs. And then Joe's like, well, what do you think is gonna happen? And then I started thinking, and now I'm like, you know how usually powerful people that haven't really experienced their powers don't really know how to use them, and sometimes they go out of control. Now I'm thinking maybe she accidentally hurt Glinda and couldn't like handle that, and then like reclused herself. Is reclused a word? We're gonna go with it. Reclused herself, and then like just was like, well, whatever, I hurt her, so I am evil, you know? We thought IMAX was gonna be it.
What a ripoff.
But then we get here, and these seats don't recline. So now we're just like sitting. And now somebody's head could be right in front of me.
Wild.
And then let me flip this camera over. I thought IMAX meant that the screen kept going.
It does.
I don't see it go. We really don't like this theater, so Joe's gone out to go see if the other theaters have any open seats to see if we can maybe go into that one instead of this one. It was amazing. It was so good, and I kind of like my prediction. I didn't necessarily know like how things would happen, but what I thought of like rethinking about the Wizard of Oz and thinking like, was she actually evil, or was she just trying to get like her slippers back and whatever, and making people believe that like she was actually wicked and whatnot. Like that's kind of what I thought, because I didn't think that you could go from being so good to then like all of a sudden being evil. So I'm glad that I was right on that.
I was right. Metaphorically, she got on the broom. I gotta take the puppy out.
Anyways, one scene though, like one thing that I don't necessarily think should have happened, because I don't think it necessarily fits Elphaba's character, was, do I think that she could have, like, this is like writing storyline, right? Like, do I think that it should have been written that she fell in love with Fiyero? Sure. Do I think that it should have been written that Fiyero fell in love with her? Yes, 100%. Those two things could have happened. But I don't think that it's in Elphaba's character to then act on it. I think that she respects Glinda too much to do that. I think Elphaba's like a girl's girl, and I don't think that you would get together with your best friend's ex, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's just not in her character to do that.
We disagree on that one.
She thinks it should have happened. I don't think
It's
so.
not that
I think that it's okay to say, like, yes, she was in love with him. Yes, he was in love with her, but her character wouldn't have acted on it, is all I'm saying.
Well, why? There was no love. The whole point was there was no love between Glinda and Dopey. The only thing they were attracted to was the superficiality. She had to let go of that and understand that it wasn't real love, and she was trying to hold him back from that, and she could never understand it.
But you could the same way that he left and went to go find Elphaba, that's fine. I'm saying that, like, yes, he could have been the one to say, like, no, I'm in love with her, I want to go be with her, and then her being like, I love him back too, but not act on it because I respect Glinda. And then maybe after a while, when Glinda realizes that, like, what Joe said, like, it's all superficial and whatnot, then maybe at that time I would say, okay, like, then she would have gotten together with him because Glinda would have been, like, over it. You know what I mean? But in the way that it happened, I just don't think it's in Elphaba's character. So that's the only thing that I was like, maybe not. But needless to say that was an epic movie. The 2 movies were epic. Absolutely loved it. 10 out of 10 recommend. Go watch it. I mean, I kind of spoiled it all for you, but anyways.